Hey, welcome to the RIOT podcast.
All right. Weekend's over.
Yes.
Woo! We can be back to this podcast and coming in.
Finally focused on what matters.
Yeah, the whole week.
Yeah.
And it's good to be at the early part of it, too.
Yes. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I just can't stand headed towards a 3-day weekend.
Oh, we will be next weekend. Oh, my gosh.
Okay, real talk. We didn't talk about this on the air. I am so busy.
Yeah.
All week.
Oh,
I mean, like,
for Labor Day weekend?
No.
Or
all
for this week?
But then next weekend, as of right now, like.
You know what you need to do? And this is sometimes you just got to put your head down and just work towards the prize.
Power through.
Get as much done so then Friday.
Yes.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
Yes.
and Monday, you can just disappear.
You know, college football starts this weekend.
Oh, it does, doesn't it?
I mean, technically it's going on right now, but you know
like
what
the
I mean.
Saturday games
Yes.
start this weekend.
So there's just all kinds of things to look forward
So
to.
you got to get everything done by Thursday night.
Preach.
Okay?
Like, yes.
All your
I am-
responsibilities.
Hey, 100%. I am with you.
Oh, I'm excited. I forgot about that. That's
I
great.
Know. I know. So, hey, in today's podcast, we talk about what my classic movie was over the weekend.
Yeah, you watched one.
The Towering Inferno. We got details on Disney Plus. Finally, the details I wanted. Everything else they're going to say between now and whatever, I don't really care that much. There was a couple of things I really wanted to know.
Yeah.
They announced it. So we get into that. An Instagram accident, fake or not fake. Wendy's breakfast from Nikki, where you can watch Christmas movies 24/7. The Kiana-sans continuing.
That's Obi's potential new old movie to watch for this weekend.
Andrew Luck retiring. Angel is down. I got a new Mac. We talked that a little bit. National Dog Day. There's a lot here.
I appreciate everybody who texted in cute puppy doggy pictures.
It's important.
That made my day.
Did it?
It did. They're so cute.
Good.
I love doggies.
So
And cats.
and all animals
Yes.
except for the kind that slither on their belly.
No, that's not an animal. Just mostly bears, dogs, and cats.
Sure. All right. Well, hey, you guys enjoy the podcast today.
Thank you for listening.
Bye.
The definition of insanity is putting the riot on again and again and expecting a better result. It's the worst of the riot on RadioU.
Nikki, I can confirm that the bagel setting is a waste of time.
Is it done though, or is it still in there?
I'm not even convinced it even toasted this bagel at all.
It needs more time. That's it. Don't pressure it.
Saw the button light up. I watched it go down. I don't know. I mean, technically, I guess.
Is this one of the frozen bagels, or did you bring one in?
No, I brought one in.
So it's not like it was even frozen ahead of time. It should have been plenty of time.
Should have been. You know what? It should have been. The bagel's like us. It's a slow start to a Monday morning. No, not the toaster, I mean. The toaster's like, I've been sleeping all weekend. You expect me to wake up now?
No, the bagel's it needs more time.
Yeah, maybe. So, hey, did you watch any movies this weekend?
I got some TV, but nothing worth mentioning.
Any good TV? Oh.
No, nothing really.
Okay. I watched The Towering Inferno, 1974.
Ooh, a classic movie.
Fantastic. So fun. I laughed so hard.
Is it supposed to be funny?
Oh, no.
It's supposed to be tragic, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Is it because it's old you could laugh at it?
Oh, my gosh. I actually wanted you to be there because I was like, Nikki could have really appreciated this. So, like, this building is burning.
Hey, was it a tragic movie then, or was it a...
Well, it's kind of like, yes, but it's more like an adventure story. Like, people are dying, but it's like, man, we're getting out of this burning building, and they're doing all these crazy stunts. Like, I think Twister or what was the San Andreas, like something like that, where there's a disaster going on. There's triumph of the human spirit.
Sure.
But then there's also, like, there's tragedy, but there's triumph.
Gotcha. And they really want you to focus on the triumph.
Yeah. So in the middle of all this, they, like, rig up the outside elevator so 12 people can get down because the building's on fire. It's the tallest building in the world. And they're stuck on the top floor for a party.
Yeah.
And it's almost like Titanic. They're like, the building can't burn down. The building's burning down. So they're trying to figure out what to do and all this stuff.
I can just envision you laughing at it. You're like, it's not funny.
No, there are so many times where they would say a line of dialogue where you're just like, oh, my God.
So kind of cheesy.
But the best part, these 12 people are trying to make their way down this elevator. And there's an explosion. We don't know why, but there is. And it, like, knocks the elevator off its hinges. And there's 12 people, and I can't remember why, but the glass elevator, one of the panes falls out. This woman's holding a baby, and she or it's like a kid or something. She hands the kid over and then falls out of the thing. And I burst out laughing, but it's even better. They cut to this wide shot, and you see she's wearing a white dress. You see this white doll fall out of this model, and then it hits. She hits the side of the building and spins.
It's not funny, though.
It's not
funny.
It's not supposed to be funny. And I am roaring with laughter. I could not stop laughing.
So it was the Towering Inferno?
It wasn't enough for her to fall out. She had to hit the side of the building. And, dude, you can hear people in a room that are like, oh, that's it. That makes it feel real. Where she hits the side like that, that's what would really happen.
But you could tell it was a doll.
Yeah.
It was a model.
I guess. I don't know. I watched it a couple of times, and I was just enjoying the one. Hey, it's falling. Okay, hand the kid off, stunt double, jump off the set, cut to wide shot, doll is falling.
And cut. There's the movie.
I had a blast with it.
Oh, I want to go back and ask people who were in the movie who were thinking they were making this action tragic thing. Be like, hey, do you want to know how it seems when you fast forward to now?
But even that, it still works. It still plays. It's still tense.
Sounds like it.
It's still funny. I think the characters are great. I mean, it plays very differently now because it's kind of a different style of movie. But you can see where, they were just sowing the seeds of a lot of the movies that we watch now. I had a blast with
That's been Obadiah's
so much fun.
Maybe 60-year review of the Towering Inferno.
1974, so it's 45 years old.
45 years old.
Yeah, I'm done with those. I had two old movies I wanted to watch, and I'm done with them now.
Okay, you're kind of over
Poseidon Adventure was last weekend, and Towering Inferno was this weekend.
Well,
it was awesome.
Glad you had a chance to watch that.
You should watch it, Nikki.
And Aaron, I hope that answered your question, your text message when you said morning. Catch any sick flicks over the weekend? That's what he watched.
I'm telling you right now. I'm ready to watch it again right now.
Is it healthy eating so many snacks, chips, and Oreos every single morning? No, of course not. But they do it for you.
Too many guys got the stomach for this line of work.
That's real love. It's The Riot on RadioU.
So over the weekend, Disney is having what they call D23, and next year it'll be D24. It's their yearly, I don't even know what.
It's not convention. An earning calls, but it's their own expo sort of thing.
Right. I don't think it's open to the public.
No, it's
I think it's press and investors and whatever. And so they showed off a ton of stuff, and you could probably spend a whole day just talking about all the stuff they showed off. A lot of it we haven't seen. They'll just tell you about it. You don't actually get to see it. But one of the things that came out of this is my biggest question about Disney Plus, which is Disney's streaming service that launches November 12th.
And we know that now because we saw November 12th all over the weekend.
We did. So my biggest question has been, it's going to be $6.99.
Yeah.
And I keep saying the other foot's going to fall. They're going to be plus commercials, plus, did you want more than one stream at a time?
That's what the plus stands for.
All of these different things. Well, lo and behold, for $6.99, you get 4 streams.
Yeah.
In 4K, in HDR, with Dolby Atmos.
Well, look at that.
AKA exactly what I am paying Netflix, I believe $16.99 a month for.
Are we really paying that much now? I mean, I know you're probably right, but I just never look at it.
Maybe it's $15.99, but it's right in that sweet spot. Well, no, let's not call it a sweet spot. Let's call it right in that spot.
It feels like you've been, you know that you're paying extra and you're like, wait, we could have done this for cheaper? I had no idea.
Disney's going to raise the price eventually, but their launch price is
They got to start small enough to get you in, and then they have to have a place to go. I mean, Netflix back in its beginning was low, so... Yeah.
Okay, so other things. Did you watch the Lady and the Tramp trailer?
I did.
That's going to be a launch movie for them. It's a quote-unquote live-action remake of Lady and the Tramp.
See, that makes sense, because when you watch the trailer, it's like, is that in the theaters, or what are we doing here?
It's not quite good enough.
Not quite good enough for that. I was like, it's pretty good, but it's...
That's exactly what I thought. I was like, oh... They probably started wanting to put this in theaters, and they're like, it's not good enough.
It's perfect for a streaming service, so that was a good one.
I agree with that. They had a trailer for The Mandalorian, which I mean, looked okay.
Which I always think of as the mandolin and the DeLorean put together, the Mandalorian.
They announced that there's going to be a Lizzie McGuire TV show. Did they get you?
I might have to watch that.
They got you.
Oh, yeah. That was smart. And it's the one girl in it who was in Lizzie McGuire, and she's grown up now, and it's how is it in the real world?
Well,
I live in the real world.
You're like, we can both be disappointed together.
I know. I can't wait.
We can both experience the existential pain of reality.
Yes. So excited.
Oh, man.
I hope I'm not the only one who was excited to hear that one. That one I saw the most on Twitter. But again, that's just my world.
That's your Twitter?
Like, you might have more Mandalorian.
I'll say mine was more The Mandalorian. And it was funny when I sent Nikki the article, was it Saturday night? She fired back with, and Lizzie McGuire! And that to me was not, it wasn't even a footnote. I was like, yeah, all right. Well,
no, you have to.
Well, Nikki, that just goes to show you it's going to be a
little bit for everybody.
A little bit for everybody kind of thing. So there it is.
I feel like there was more released too, but I mean, that's the bigger stuff.
I think there may have been a trailer for High School Musical, the TV series or something.
Yes, now I remember that.
Yeah, but I didn't watch that either. Because I don't care.
Well, you want to save some for this weekend, right?
Yeah, it's right. It was too much. I got too excited. I needed a minute.
So the Disney Plus, they sent a lot of information out about it this past weekend, and that'll be on November 12th.
Yeah, so $6.99 for all of that, at least so far. Aaron, all right. This is his second tweet or text of the morning, but he's right. Sounds like a movie pass situation, too good to be true.
Oh, but Disney can hold that, though.
Well, I was going to say, the difference being that Disney is literally, like, we're not on the gold standard in the United States, we're on the Disney standard. Like, our money is backed by Disney money.
So that's not going to ruin it. It's not going to break the bank.
We'll be okay.
If it's louder than it has to be and way worse than it has any right to be, it must be the worst of the riot on Radio U.
I'm not much of a BuzzFeed reader, but I do have a tendency to swing by the Beeb and see what they're saying. Of course, referring to the BBC. And they have an article today about Tiffany Mitchell. She's an Instagrammer. I mean, we are talking about influencers, right?
Yeah.
She had a motorcycle accident about a month ago, and people are accusing her of it being a fake, like a stunt for Instagram.
Oh, boy. I hope not.
Have you look at the link that I just sent you?
I've not heard of this one yet. But...
Okay, and look at if you look at the first photo, people are like, okay, why is that water bottle set out so prominently?
Well, maybe it was like, what was that old thing where you used to flip the water bottle? Would it land?
It's not that. The other thing is that she tags a few brands in her first Instagram post.
Usually if they're tagging brands, that's the biggest thing to notice.
And people keep talking about how they were like, yeah, why are these photos so beautiful? And some of them are. You're like, look at the lighting in that picture. How did you get that? And so BuzzFeed launched an investigation.
Yeah,
and so did the BBC. They're like, all right, is this real? They declined to comment to the BBC regarding it. Like she has a person doing PR for her that took the stuff and is just like, look, it's all real. So this was not staged.
She's an Instagrammer out of Nashville.
Right.
And okay.
But it got big enough. I mean, I don't follow her on Instagram, so whatever.
She has 211,000 followers, which is a lot, but is not a lot when it comes to, I would expect someone doing this to have way more than that.
I don't know.
But you got to climb somehow.
Okay.
I thought you'd tell me like, as a person who had like 1 million followers and this is what they do.
The thing is, when you're looking to build your brand, one of the things that you have to do is craft a narrative. And so at some point, you've got to get people on board for something. Yeah. So at some point, it's not enough for you to just be standing there with whatever. You got to have more than that. You got to have a thing. And so people are like, oh, yeah, she's done this to get sympathy follows. And
which I guess works.
It depends. Some people are like, no, it's not real. They don't actually know.
I don't know if you mentioned, but like her friend said that a photographer was already following her that day doing pictures.
And so while the photographer's there, they were like, hey, I'm getting paid for this, so I'll just craft the perfect photo shoot out of all the things that are happening.
Well, not just but you had a professional photographer there instead of someone just on the side who was just taking a picture.
Yeah. What do you think?
That's interesting. I think someone took advantage of the situation. I'm not saying did she manipulate and make the accident look like it happened.
Yeah.
But she might have just fell over and it wasn't as bad, but they used it as a way.
Yeah. I mean, might as well.
While someone's there and while something happens.
It's like Nikki goes out to breakfast, Instagram opportunity.
But I don't know if, she might have had an accident, but it's probably just not a bad one.
The one of her laying on the ground where her hair is pulled back just so, and
it looks very stylized.
Like the bottle is set out here. You can see the logo on the helmet. It's just one of those things you're like, you know what? Maybe, but
it's a hard one.
It's a little too good.
Are people really still listening to the Riot? You don't have work to do or laundry to fold or literally anything else to do? The Riot, Radio U.
Nikki, this weekend, you went without me.
I did. I couldn't tell. I was like, no, is he really sad?
No, I'm not really sad.
But we woke up on Sunday and I was like, I want to go get breakfast somewhere. And we were going to go to Taco Bell, believe it or not. And then I was like, wait a minute. I can go to the Wendy's because they have Wendy's breakfast.
And I was like, hey, Nikki, we could do that some morning. We could go. We don't have time. We can't.
No, I always want to go during the week. But last week we didn't have a lot of time, did we?
We didn't.
We had a lot of meetings after the show. And so we can't just
get
up there by the time they close down their breakfast. We're not up there in time.
That's true.
It was really good. I kept thinking of you. I was like, I should try some
butter
over.
Biscuit.
Yeah, I had that. And then I had the breakfast potato fries. Do you remember those?
Yes, I do.
They're smaller now than they used to be. Like they used to be like wedge fries, and now they're smaller, but they were pretty good.
Are they like circle cut fries?
No, like little moon shaped ones.
Okay.
And
all right.
so I had that, and then I had a Frosticino. Which is an iced coffee drink where they take their iced coffee and then they dump Frosty in it. And you can have vanilla Frosty or chocolate. And I had vanilla. You'll never be the same again. When I was smelling the coffee in there in the break room this morning, I thought, it'd be really good if you just put a Frosty in there.
We should dump a Frosty in there.
So that I was most impressed with. That was delicious.
What was the consistency of it?
It was like an iced coffee.
It was?
Yeah,
so
completely like an iced coffee. I don't know if they take Frosty mix and put it in there or...
So it was just liquid. It wasn't thick at all.
No, it wasn't. And you would just take a drink and it'd be mostly coffee, but then just on the back end would be vanilla Frosty. So that was number one out of all of it.
Man, so what was number two?
The biscuits. We remember the biscuits, don't we?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
so it was good. I was really excited. I thought Wendy should bring that all day. I think... Breakfast should be at places all day.
How many miles are we away from
We're
the
not
Wendy's
far. And I know the menu now. Eric had the Baconator breakfast sandwich, which...
The what? The what?
The Baconator breakfast sandwich. And that he said was really good, too.
Oh,
so,
man.
Yay.
So this is one of those things where there's a couple of Wendy's around us. So is it just a select Wendy's around the U.S.?
It's not at all of them. Man. I think they're just testing it again because Wendy's did breakfast years and years and years ago.
Yes, they did.
And then it went away. And
yes, it did.
They're testing it again.
Yeah. In fact, that was I think they wrapped it up at like the end of the year because I remember coming back in January and getting a call or a text or something from Kristen. She was a friend of ours, and she was like, just to let you know, there's no Wendy's breakfast anymore.
They closed them down.
And it was just like, shut up, you don't know. You don't know.
Not at the one near us. Ours is fine. And then we go out and we saw, oh, no, it's closed too.
It's gone.
But now it's back. You can have it again.
Dude, there's a Wendy's. It's not close to me, but it's reasonably close. I need to remember to go out and get some. Or we should just do a Riot Skips Work and go get some Wendy's.
Well, we have stuff today, don't we?
We do.
We do have stuff today
and tomorrow.
That'll probably keep us from being able to make it there.
But you know what? Like Thursday or what? They have a thing. Friday
looks really clear and open.
It does.
As long as no one adds anything.
They even make morning people want to reach for the snooze button. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
You know, yesterday we all missed a really important opportunity to celebrate together.
What was yesterday?
It marked officially 4 months till Christmas because it was August 25th.
4 months.
We're closing in, Nikki.
We are. We're in the window where you'll start seeing things at Costco. Eventually in other stores, and you'll have to start Christmas shopping.
And we're in a place now where my friends Brad and Carrie, they, as of Labor Day, they start listening to Christmas music.
Okay, but they don't like set stuff up, do they?
They have a Christmas tree in their room all year round, but it has white lights on it, so it's like...
It's just a yearly tree.
Just like... But like anytime I hear Christmas music like before Thanksgiving, I'm like, my friend Brad has been listening since Labor Day.
That's when he's allowed to bring that back out.
It's the first thing I think of every single time.
All right, well, 4 months till the big day.
Yeah, but only 3 weeks until the other big day. Of course, you have to live in the UK for this. In the UK, Sony is starting up a channel. It's a channel that will run from September 10th through sometime in January. I don't have a stop date on it. It's called the Sony Movies Christmas Channel.
Oh, Christmas movies all year? Or during that window?
Yes. Starting September 10th, it is a channel you will tune into and only see Christmas movies.
I don't know why Lifetime or Hallmark, they don't have that. They might very well have one, and I just don't know about it, but that's a great idea.
Well, they did with Hallmark, I saw too, and you probably already knew this.
They did the Christmas in July thing with all the videos, all the movies.
I'm telling you right now, if Hallmark really wanted to make some money, all they need to do is they need to come out with an app that streams Christmas movies and charge people $400 a month.
They got a lot. There's no reason why they can't do that.
They could. But
we
they want
program other stuff. We know it's not that much work. It's like, it's easy.
You guys can do this.
They can totally do it, especially if they made all that money from it.
Mm-hmm. So it looks like basically they own a lot of Christmas movies, some of which you obviously know. So like
Sony, you mean?
Elf, Christmas the Cranks, Polar Express, but then the Holiday Road Trip, Silver Bells. They'll be premiering brand new movies, Christmas movies. Did I mention the Grinch? They have the Grinch.
So they're trying to kind of get into that market. All
I Want is Christmas. Moonlight and Mistletoe.
But is this, I'm sorry, only in the UK, not here? Or
so far, they're only announcing it in the UK. But Nikki, I feel like if we close our eyes and believe, and we just believe,
then there'll be something.
Then Santa will bring us Christmas movies early in the year.
Well, you didn't mention, but the trailer for was it Noel for the Disney Plus movie? With
Anna Kendrick?
Yeah. And
I saw a picture of that.
Yeah, the one guy who was from like SNL or whatever. So they said that they're going to start trying to get into that. You know, the Netflix has done a few where they're not really as romantic, but more like comedy, really fun, lighthearted Christmas movies.
Yeah. Well, I got to tell you, like, I'm not a fan of the Hallmark Christmas movie, but I've watched some of the ripoffs to see what they're like. Mm-hmm. Nobody's got it like they do. They just, that's what I don't understand.
It's a formula.
They can't quite, even copying the formula, they can't quite seem to nail it. Just quite get it right. So
maybe that one will be better.
Maybe it will be. You know, Nikki, it's got the power of Disney behind it.
Or if you're in the UK, you'll have the Sony one.
Yeah, well, I hope they bring it here, just so, you know, I can have Christmas movies on in the background.
You're listening to a morning show hosted by two people who absolutely despise getting up in the morning.
Will you give me a break one time?
The Riot, Radio U.
I got a problem, Nikki.
What are you watching over there?
I might have just got sucked in. Now, what have I been doing for the last few weekends?
You've been finding classic movies.
Yep.
And
Old ones.
So, like, the old ones to where there's old of even old. Like, you watch the Poseidon Adventure and you're like,
1972.
Not the one from, like, the 90s or the 2000s, but, like, the one from even before then, the original one.
Yeah.
So you're going way old school.
And then I watched, what did I watch? The Towering Inferno. Guys, you should watch that. It's so fun. It's really long, but it's so much fun to watch. I had so much fun watching it. And it's got, like, real old school movie stars. Paul Newman, Steve McQueen, Faye Dunaway, people that to you are just old or dead. This is like them in their prime.
When they were young.
Yeah, and I had so much fun watching that movie. But how about this one, Nikki? We've been through the Keanu-sance recently, right?
Yes, we have.
Keanu is coming back big time.
Keanu Reeves can do nothing wrong.
Right?
As long as he just shows up, then everybody seems to like what he's doing.
So what if we went and revisited his back catalog?
To watch?
Yeah.
Well, I thought you mentioned, because like last week the word came out that Keanu Reeves is doing the Matrix 4.
Yeah.
And then he's doing the Bill and Ted remake
3.
thing. Yeah, he's doing that one. And of course another John Wick.
4.
So what else is there? We just want to watch old ones?
1994. I'm watching a trailer for Speed.
Do you think that holds up at all?
Wouldn't you like to know?
I don't know.
Wouldn't you like to know?
I haven't seen it. Well, when was the last time I'd seen it? I think probably when I went through my first Keanu phase. I probably watched it then.
I think the last time I saw Speed was the last time I went on a let's watch old movies thing.
Yeah, the kick for that.
And it might not even have been this last one. It might have been longer ago than that.
He wasn't in the second one, though, was there? Was there a second one?
There is a second one. I'm looking at it now. Speed 2, Cruise Control.
Oh, we don't need to watch that then.
A computer hacker breaks into the computer system of the Seabourn Legend cruise liner and sets it speeding on a collision course into a gigantic oil tanker.
Of course it does.
Jason Patrick
is the person
in there instead of him. Yeah. So I'm just looking at Speed is on sale today on iTunes. Speed and Point Break.
Those should be free.
Nikki, what should we watch first? Hot Fuzz or Point Break?
Well, I've never seen Point Break. I've only seen it in Hot Fuzz.
Bad Boys 2?
I've seen Bad Boys 2. Well, I don't need to see it, though.
Okay.
This is not me trying to find old movies.
You should, though. You should. Nikki, I'd
rather take the time to watch Hot Fuzz again, not the movie that's being mentioned in Hot Fuzz.
No, but that's going to help you with a greater appreciation
an understanding
of Hot
of
Fuzz.
it.
Like you're going to understand it now. Like when he leans on the ground and he's like, he's shooting the gun.
No, I know. I've seen a clip of it. I know what that reference is.
Yeah, but you don't understand the deep emotional ties
that they have.
That are taking place.
Because Keanu Reeves is in Point Break.
That's the whole reason we're talking.
That's
the whole reason we're talking about it.
I was like, why did you mention that movie? Okay, he was in it.
He's in it. No, he wasn't in the remake, which I didn't see the remake. What a double feature, Nikki. You and me, Point Break and Point Break.
And the other one.
The other one.
Are those, what's the sale? Are you talking like 99 cents or what?
No, it's more than that.
Really? To own or to rent?
Yeah. Yeah, they're $5. Every Keanu movie's $5 today.
Well, they know that you're willing to spend a little bit more money for him.
Keanu-sans, Nikki.
I mean, he's Duke Kaboom.
That's right. He's Captain Toy Story for himself.
He is.
So.
Well, thanks for sharing the link that his movies are on sale.
That's what I'm here for, Nikki.
Thank you.
I'm here for you.
And anybody else who is interested, too.
Who thinks
Stop sending them to me.
Nikki and I should watch Point Break and Point Break.
Don't ask them that.
And we'll just stream the whole thing.
Don't ask them that.
Maybe the riot would sound better if they spent less time improving their lives at their gym. That was sarcasm. It's the riot on Radio U.
Yesterday I was at the store. I was waiting in line. This guy walks past me, like holding his daughter. I don't know how old she was, but here's what I hear. Daddy, your breath stinks.
Well, there you go.
I loved it. And then I just burst out laughing.
Did you? Did he hear you laugh? Or?
He just looked at me and laughed too. It was just funny. And he was like, well, we'll have to do something about that.
Aww.
It was hilarious. And just standing there, I just got me thinking like, man, people will take crap from kids that they won't take from anybody.
Well, they just say it.
Yeah, because, I mean, kids are just, like, blurting it out. And so you have to spend all this time teaching kids, like, don't say stuff like that. When really we should be teaching ourselves not to have bad breath. Really? Isn't that what it's about? But, I was thinking about it. The difference between, like, if I had gone up to that guy and I was like, bro, your breath stinks, he would just rock me in the mouth because we don't have a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But he's got a relationship with that little truth teller. And she's telling him that his breath stinks.
So he can't do anything about it.
He's like, you know what? Okay, I'm going to fix that. And this was the thought I had is, I've got a relationship with God, and I feel like he can say stuff to me and get away with it that I wouldn't take from anybody else. But the relationship that God and I have, God can tell me like, Obadiah, like, you smell selfish today. And I'll just say, you know what? You're right. We should do something about that. Obadiah, you stink like whatever today. It's like, yep, you're right, man. You're right. And I say all this because I think a lot of times we imagine God as being like just some cosmic guy in a huge chair that's like yelling at people or throwing lightning bolts or bossing you around. But sometimes he's a lot more like a 3-year-old that's like, your breath stinks. He loves you so much and you love him. And it's like, you know what? You're right. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't sting. And you realize, we should do something about that. God loves you the way you are. He really does. He loves you just where you are. He's not going to love you anymore if you change clothes, take a breath mint, whatever it is. But I will tell you, he's going to love you enough to tell you when you need a breath mint, okay? Invite God in. Best friendship you'll ever have. Say, Jesus, I need that. I want you in my life. I want you to fill me with your spirit. I want you to show me a different way to do things. And if I need a mint, I want to hear about it. Man, just talk to God today tell him what you've got and what you need. But you know what else? Take some time and see what he's got to say.
Yeah! You were one of the lucky few who missed the riot when they were live. Yet here you are.
I also like to live dangerously.
This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Nikki and I are not huge fans of the NFL, but even we were reached by the news of the retirement of one Andrew Luck.
We're more college football fans, which starts, soon.
Yeah.
You're practically there. But we caught that his retirement was announced.
So his retirement was announced in the middle of the game.
Wasn't that odd?
Yes.
Like he was there.
It basically.
But he wasn't playing, was he?
I don't think so.
Okay, I didn't think.
It kind of swallowed up. He got injured, and I don't know that he's played at all it's all preseason right now, right?
Yeah.
Like the season hasn't started. So, no, he wasn't playing. And so he has had a few injuries, and he was signed to an enormously expensive contract. And his contract, I think, would have been up next year, and he's retiring. And believe me, unless he has been insane, he's got plenty of money to retire on.
Well, I think he still gets $25 million. They were saying like he still gets money.
Yeah, he's still going to get some of it. Mm-hmm. But basically he's been in pain. And he says that he kept waiting for that pain to kind of go away.
Oh, and it never did.
It never did. And he just decided, you know what? I'm done.
He says, I felt stuck, and the only way out is to no longer play football. It's taken my joy away from the game.
Yeah. So what's been interesting to watch is certainly some people are being supportive, but this may shock you, but on the internet, people have been unsupportive.
Well, they were booing him at the game. So in public, too.
They were booing him at the game for retiring.
It's one hand, you're a fan of someone, and you're disappointed that they're leaving, and to some, it's abrupt. Like you probably knew it was coming, but when it actually hits, you get upset, and I don't think a lot of fans react the best way.
Well, and I get that. Ohio State's coach retired last year, and I was very disappointed to see Urban Meyer leave Ohio State. I mean, I know he's still there in some capacity, but I was disappointed to see him retire. But, the thing as a football fan that I struggle with, even college, NFL, whatever, is that game is so hard on those players.
Yeah.
It's so hard on them that there is part of me that feels complicit in enjoying something that these guys are just being worn down by way too hard to play that game.
Well, mentally and physically, and their body just can't handle it, especially as they get older, and they shouldn't have to keep handling it if they don't want to play anymore.
Well, it almost seems like, and they're not going to do this, it's obviously your choice, but that idea that there should be a cutoff age, or I guess what I'm saying is when somebody retires and it's just like, look, it's killing my quality of life, and I want to go live, basically. Hey, more power to you. And you're in that rare circumstance where, what is he, 29, 30 years old?
I mean, in football years, he's been playing a really long time.
Right. But what I'm saying is, in big picture years, this guy literally could have 50, 60, 70 years of life left in him. Like, I hope he has a good one.
Well, so he played with the Colts, but I feel like as players, if they really have a talent and teams really want to keep them around, because obviously it's easier to not have to break in a new player, but they almost bribe them with so much money, and then they stay longer than their body should really allow them to stay. So they just keep going.
So he's out. He has retired, and Nikki and I have a huge announcement next.
Of our retirement? It's
been too much on us. It's too hard.
So the Colts...
the mental and the physical strain.
Quarterback for Andrew Luck. We have no physical problems with this job. Should I sit or should I stand? You're like, that's it. That's all we do.
I don't know about this chair, Nikki. I don't know about it.
The only morning show brave enough to say that Chicken McNuggets are part of a balanced breakfast. The Riot on RadioU.
You guys understand that Google watches you and listens to you all the time. You're like, no, I got Amazon stuff. No, Google owns Amazon.
You might not know that.
And you're like, no, they don't. Yeah, they do. They just don't want you to know that.
Well, I think all the bigger ones, they probably just share all the stuff they've taken from spying on us. But we're fine because we've traded that for convenience and, assistance and help with our little things that are always listening in on us.
Did you catch the news, what was it, Friday? With that Apple is just as guilty. Like, we've seen that Microsoft... You've got the Xbox Connect. There was all this information that was coming out of the Connect of them like transcribing conversations and all this stuff. Same deal with Apple through the iPad and I can't remember what else, maybe even the iPhone. They're like, oh, yeah, we've been listening to you talk for years.
I think we all knew that, right?
Yeah. But you know what? It's funny.
I just want to get a discount if they're going to be doing that.
Google, who appears to be like, the king, queen, whatever.
Of listening in.
The regent of listening in. They've said enough talking. They're tired of the talking. If you're working for Google.
They don't want us to talk? Like they don't want to listen in on
Nikki, it? It's fine. It's fine to listen to you guys talk.
Oh, but if you work there, you're not allowed to talk about how Google is listening in on them?
Apparently at Google, they're having a real problem with disrupting the workday to have a raging debate. That's a quote. Apparently, there's such a strong political divide at Google that when they're not on the slide or playing with their dogs or...
in the pod.
I
know why.
They're not allowed to have political discussions at work anymore.
They need to have a little bit of structure because if you go to certain companies and their corporations, they're like, well... You can do whatever you want, just get your work done, which in theory sounds fine.
Well, they say that like there is research backing up that if you just let off of people and let them work at their own pace and then whatever, that they perform.
But eventually it goes away. You need to have some sort of structure. You need a balance of both.
A little bit of accountability.
Yeah,
is that what you're saying?
If you don't have enough structure or any structure... Then,
at all?
Yeah, so then you're just there to have a spirited conversation with somebody.
Well, apparently politics is really tearing it up at Google. And in an environment where they are very like, you know what? However you feel.
Just don't talk about it.
Don't want to come to work today? Why come to work? It's nice outside.
No, you still have to go to work. They just want you to stay there and never leave.
It's fine. I'm already doing that. Might as well get a slide and a commissary.
I know, and have like a free gym and all that stuff right in there.
Yeah. Google sounds like an amazing place to work. I don't know if it is, but they are having some real internal problems. But in the meantime, you guys go ahead and keep talking at home. They'll be happy to listen to everything you have to say.
Including your political talk. They just want to know. So make sure you lean in closer to your Google Homes.
Yeah. Oh, Nikki, you won't need to because you'll just put another Google Home on that side of the room.
Right in there, and it'll catch everything you have to say.
With the new 18-pack, you can put one all over your house. Don't forget, your Nest is listening because Google owns them, too.
Oh, yeah, that's right. As you complain that it's so hot, you just want to turn it down.
Complete side note, unrelated, but did you hear how Michael put a Nest in his house and it just...
Our boss?
Yeah. It just shut his air off. He was gone for a day, and the motion detector didn't detect anybody walking by it. So when he got home from his trip... It was like, I just had the air conditioner fixed. Why is it 80 degrees in the house? Because the Nest was like,
No, he needed to set his parameters.
He did. So, I see. So he's at fault.
It's his fault.
Google's never at fault, guys.
Well, in this case, he needed to set his limit, so he should have done that when setting up.
The Riot really wanted to do this live, but now they can play video games and eat rice cakes instead. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
If you don't yet, you should stop by riot.radiou.com and see all the different ways that you can follow Nikki and I on social media. If you're following me on Twitter, you'll see that I just posted a Twitter poll. My old movie kick. It's Keanu-sans themed this week. Should I be watching Point Break or Speed?
Oh, is your old movie to watch?
Yep.
Great idea to put a poll with it.
You know, I've just been having a great time watching old movies. So why not, keep the good times rolling?
Why not just go with it?
Let's go with it. So in the middle of that, though, Nikki, you have an opportunity to follow Nikki on Instagram and then follow her much more famous friends.
Which I put in more work into their little page than I'll ever do on mine.
Cinnamon Sugar Pup Tarts.
Yeah, it's national. Is it National Dog Day today? Or
I believe it is technically International Dog Day.
Stacy was kind enough to tweet us or send us a reminder. She messaged us earlier.
Mm-hmm. So I'm looking right now at a bunch of people that are tweeting copies. So
what's the hashtag for
photos
today?
of their dogs. Hashtag International Dog Day.
See,
well, that's what it is on Twitter.
I put National Dog Day. I got to go back and fix that.
Man, Nikki, do you know how many potential clicks that you are absolutely...
I did. I made a mistake. I forgot it was international. I can fix this. We can totally edit that.
You gotta get moving, girl. Come on.
This is for my puppy's sakes. I have 2 dogs. I have 3, but 2 are puppies, so they have their own Instagram page at Cinnamon Sugar Pup Tarts.
Man, what the heck happened here? How come I don't see Cinnamon Sugar Pup Tarts? Did I unfollow it?
Oh, on Instagram?
Did I? I don't remember doing that. But all right, Nikki, you just got to follow her.
Okay, you're back.
I'm back in.
You're back in the page.
So it looks
I'll
like
edit it.
National Dog Day. Oh, man. Is this amateur hour?
What? I'm going to fix it. It's International Dog Day. International.
Okay, let me make sure that's what International Dog Day. There are 293,000 posts right now.
But that is today, right?
According to what I am reading.
Okay, that's today. Just want to make sure.
That is real.
Well, to everybody's dogs, you need to make sure to do some sort of post today for them.
Something fun. And don't forget, if you're allergic to things, instead of dogs...
You could do something else. Oh, he's got terrible allergies.
You can buy Keanu Reeves movies.
That's what you would rather do today.
Wouldn't you rather do that?
I'm sorry you have such bad allergies.
Doesn't that sound like a lot of fun?
Oh, I should have brought my puppies in. That would have been great for the show today.
Yeah.
No?
I mean, the thing is, everybody assumes that because you have allergies, you don't like dogs.
Yeah.
Of course I do. Dogs are amazing, especially puppies. They're so much fun. It's just that I break out in hives and my eyes swell shut when I play with them.
Me too, but you got to get past it. You just develop an ability with your own pets after a while.
So what do you think?
It doesn't bother you as much. It usually takes me a few weeks.
Okay, so I'll take, 6 weeks, 8 weeks off? Just spend myself
time.
in an itchy stupor until my body finally adapts.
Yes, that's what every good pet owner does.
I don't think I'm going to do that.
You're just not into it?
I mean, I want to, but I can't.
Then fine, I will not bring them in.
The Riot is to your ears what all those energy drinks are to your liver.
For the love of God, please stop. I can only process so much.
The Riot, RadioU.
So I am sitting here playing with my new MacBook Air, which is it's a work machine.
It's for you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just for him, it's for you.
I was a little blasé about it at first. I was excited about it. And then when you get it, you're like, oh, it's a computer.
Well, it looks the same as your last, so.
Yes. And it reminded me a lot of when I got a Kindle Paperwhite. And I was so excited about it. I was like, I want to play. And you're like, you just read on it. There's nothing to play. You just read. But the more I used it, the more I liked it. This thing's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I love it. It's got a bigger trackpad and a prettier screen.
More RAM.
It works. That's something that I really love about it.
I'm excited. I'm glad yours came in. You got your new case for it. You got to put your new stickers on your new case.
I know. I need some new stickers. The only thing about this thing that is just dumb, Apple is dumb about one thing. They're just like, yeah, there's no like USB 2.0 ports
You
on it.
cannot be boggled down with ports. Do you understand?
Are you freaking kidding me? So I had to buy this other box that I have to carry around, the other box that if I want to plug anything into it,
you have your cord.
Heaven forbid,
How
I've
many's
got this
in that thing?
It's just one. Chris actually picked this one out. It's got a bunch of different...
in case you need like an SD card or something.
SD card or like I say regular, but like I don't have a USB 3 key that looks anything like that. Whatever that little circle thunder port, bird, whatever port is. Here, let's open it up here.
Oh, it's an unboxing.
It's an unboxing.
Oh, don't we love
exciting.
unboxings?
Yeah. Now, let's see. What does this thing have on it? Oh, it's got a network. It's got a network cable. It's got 3 USB ports and an HDMI out.
Snazzy! Look at you.
Well, fancy,
with your cable
fancy. Bring a TV in here. I need a larger screen.
I didn't know we could be doing this.
Get it in here right now.
That's exciting.
Actually, I haven't tried. We should try plugging this into the station's network. And you guys just go ahead. It's fine.
Our network here likes our Mac sometimes.
Sure it does.
Most of the time does not.
Sure it does.
So we have to plug in every so often to remind it who's boss.
Yeah. We done showed you.
That's why we have to actually have the cord in the first place.
That's what it's for.
Well, I'm very happy you got your new laptop.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. So I was thinking about getting a Gizmonics Institute sticker for it. From Mystery Science Theater.
Oh, why don't you do that?
Maybe I will.
Are those free? I'm sure they're happy to send them out.
It's not free.
It's not free totally? Just shipping or?
Well, you know.
Where do you get one of those at?
Here's some on Amazon. You can get 4 for $4.
That's good.
Does that seem like a lot?
No, I mean, it's a specialty brand. Your Mystery Science Theater thing.
It is a specialty brand. It's nice.
Where else are you going to buy it from?
Think
still a thing? Because that's the only place I could think that would actually still sell that.
They're way gone. They're just way.
Well, grab
way
it
gone.
if it makes you happy.
Does it spark joy?
No, just makes you happy. We want to make sure you're happy. When you look down at your stickers, will it be good?
I got to think about it.
Do you want 4? That seems like a lot.
Using advanced technology, we've digitized and transcoded Obadiah and Nikki into a purely digital format. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
So, Nikki, what do you do with your phone as far as Bluetooth goes?
What do you mean? Just have it on?
You just leave it on?
Yeah, I just leave it on.
You're making a terrible mistake.
No, I know. Am I opening myself up?
So over the weekend, DEF CON and Black Hat had a security conference.
Yeah.
And they were talking
about... Are those
about...
security companies?
Yes, I believe so.
Because it sounds like a video game. I just wasn't sure.
DEF CON was... Okay, couple things. DEF CON showed up in... War Games, Defense Condition.
Yeah.
And it also showed up in, there was a movie called DEF CON, and you don't want to hear any of this.
No, it's fine.
It doesn't matter.
But what are they saying with my Bluetooth?
Here's what they're saying is that Bluetooth is the easiest way to hack into somebody's phone.
Yeah.
And most people, myself included, you just leave the Bluetooth on your phone on so that way when you're in your car, it connects. And that way when you get your headphones out, it connects and connect.
I use it for my watch and everything.
Well, they say that if you are not using it, you need to turn it off.
Ooh.
So that's...
Seems like more work. This is where you decide, is your security more important than convenience? Everything in there you can steal anyways, so have at it.
Well, according to this, they say that it is just literally like it's the worst.
But wouldn't they have to be in connect, like close enough to you, like for Bluetooth to be able to get into it or something?
I guess so.
Which is closer than you feel.
Okay.
So I think you would notice it.
Whoa, check this out. Okay, this is fascinating. American diplomats stationed in Havana, Cuba, came down with a mysterious, unexplained inner ear damage.
The noise thing that they have going on there?
Yeah. So what they were doing is they were tapping into people's phones and causing their phones to emit high-pitched sounds through Bluetooth.
Really?
What?
I don't think we have to worry here, but better safe than sorry.
I don't think anybody's after us right now, but it's something to think about. They say keep the Bluetooth
off when you don't need it.
So, all right.
You're going to go do that?
Doing it right now.
Can you just talk to it? Can you just say, hey Siri, turn off my Bluetooth? Okay, then that's fine. I'll just do that each day.
There you go. That way you don't have to worry about it.
Or will I not? But I'll just do it for right now.
Aren't you concerned about the Cubans?
Yeah, sure.
They're coming, Nikki. They're going to mess up your ears.
I haven't heard any noise.
Probably because they already got to you.
Things are never as bad as they seem, except when it comes to the riot. Then they're worse. They're always worse. It's the Riot on Radio U.
Aw, is that a good sigh or
you know what?
Is that a relaxed one?
I'm just so content.
So happy to be here.
Just so content. You just wouldn't even believe it. You know what's weird? Over the weekend, did you see what the top movie was this weekend?
It was, oh gosh, what was it? For like box office?
Mm-hmm.
It's in my head. I just don't know how to get it out.
When I tell you what it is,
yeah,
I still don't think you're going to know what it is.
Oh, well, tell me.
Angel Has Fallen.
No, I saw ads for it at the end of last week. Is it in that series?
Yeah.
It's the 1-300 guy. Gerard Butler?
Gerard Butler. There was Angel. No. Oh, gosh.
It's about something
Angel Has Fallen. There was London Has Fallen.
Yeah.
And then wasn't White House down.
Something was down.
Olympus Has Fallen. That's what it was. So there was Olympus Has Fallen, London Has Fallen, and now Angel Has Fallen.
Basically a code word with the word followed by fallen.
What? Okay, Nikki and I really do have the pulse of what's getting released.
It might not sound like it all the time, but we do.
Movies don't come and go without Nikki and I knowing about it. I didn't even know they made this movie.
I did not see it until the end of last week.
I knew nothing about it until Saturday, and I was like, Angel Has Fallen? What even is that? When I clicked on it, I was like, what?
It's in that series.
They made another one of these?
So is Gerard Butler, though, was he in all three of them?
Yeah, he's been in all of them, yeah. I saw Olympus Has Fallen, which is a surprisingly good movie.
What was the one with the Channing Tatum guy?
That is not a good movie.
But that's similar, though, right?
White House Down.
That's
Channing Tatum and the guy that played Electro in Amazing Spider-Man 2, and the guy that played
Samuel.
And he was Ray Charles in Ray.
Jamie Foxx. That one, okay.
That movie is so bad. It's so bad.
That one sounds like, when you're describing it, like this series. So I didn't know if that one was in this series.
They came out the same summer. Mm-hmm. Like, they were months apart. And White House Down was the one that everybody thought would be good because it had a huge budget and all this kind of stuff. And then Olympus Has Fallen was this kind of low-rent, smaller action film. Way better. Way, way better. So, I mean, let's be clear. I don't want to oversell it.
Still not the best.
It's not that good.
Well, it's the number one movie over the weekend.
But it's pretty good. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there's that. Good Boys at number 2.
What did the first one make, though?
21 million.
It's not a huge box office. But
no, not huge. Overcomer came in at number 3.
Yeah, my mom saw that last night.
What'd she say?
She said it was good.
Okay.
My mom loves those type of movies.
The Lion King at 4. And Hobbs and Shaw at 5.
Still hanging in there.
The other movie that was new last week was Ready or Not. Oh, that was the one about where the girl gets married, and then they're like, oh, yeah, you have to hide.
The one where they try to kill her?
Okay.
The trailer made it look pretty good. I just don't think I'd be in the right mood to see that.
I feel like it was the most original looking movie I've seen in a really long time. I'm not saying it's good.
People said they enjoyed it and that it seemed very clever.
I forgot about that.
The worst of the riot is over, but the fun can keep going.
Hey, I saw you checking out my goods.
Check the Riot blog or stalk us on social media.
You want to sample them? A little try before you buy, huh?
Through riot.radiou.com.
You don't want to hear any of this.
No, it's fine.
It doesn't matter.